Hey everyone, this is Caroline. Welcome. For those who are new, if this is the first time, what we're doing today is a very quick mini session. The topic is on isolation, loneliness. Are you feeling alone or lonely? That's what we're going to talk about today. But before I move forward, if you're new or if you're not, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below. Costs nothing to you, helps me out. So I really appreciate it. Today I have Michael with me. Michael, say hi.
Hello, hi Caroline. Hello to everybody watching.
So for those who are here, Michael is going to help facilitate the questions. But really, this is a very, very short session. So I'm going to start with a quick introduction. I'm going to share my screen to just let you see a little bit of kind of an introduction about the topic. And then I'll come back and I'll invite someone to actually do the session with. Do you guys see the screen? Okay, cool. All right, cool. So the question is, sometimes we feel lonely, but is it just a loneliness or is it something else? Let's see here. Does this want to cooperate today? It's jumping. All right, feeling alone on planet Earth. Do you relate? So let's see. Sometimes there's a difference, not sometimes, there's always a difference between what we call loneliness and aloneness. It's just not the same thing. Loneliness, it's kind of like I feel lonely, I'm missing someone or something or a pet, it doesn't have to be just a person. And the feelings are usually sadness or feeling sorry for yourself, like nobody's with you, nobody's around you. Even if there are people, but you have that sort of feeling that nobody really cares, but also that you're lonely, like you're a little bored, there's nobody to do stuff with. So it's that sort of feeling when you say loneliness. But when you talk about aloneness, it's a very, very different feeling. You say, I feel alone. It's more a sense of disconnection. It's almost like you feel there is no connection with the rest of the world. And the feelings are quite different. It's more a sense of depression and an anxiety about that feeling. You also feel lost. You feel like, you don't have a purpose, like there's no reason to live. Even if you have plenty of friends, plenty of family around you, it's a very deep, deep, profound feeling of just not wanting to be here. Now, we're going to talk about this on a different level later, but today we're just going to address the difference between these two feelings. And so you feel like you're literally alone on the planet. It's like you incarnated and your whole life journey, you felt alone. So you feel the difference, you see the difference. It's completely, oops, sorry, going backward again. I'll give it a second here. It's a good reminder. Okay, here we go. So then moving forward, how do we discern the two and what do we do about them? We talked about the root cause. I kept the word anxiety here, but it's really about loneliness or aloneness. So it could be many things. Sometimes you trigger these strong emotions because of your chemistry. People who eat a lot of sugar or acidic foods, they could have a sense of depression, and that triggers a feeling of loneliness and aloneness, and that becomes a bigger picture. But then also sometimes it's an energetic, sometimes it's, the collective. We talked about that last time. But when we talk about aloneness, we're talking about the bigger picture. It's like when you ask existential question, like, why did I even incarnate? Like, what is the reason for my being on earth? So that could trigger, when you ask those questions, could trigger those feelings of being very alone. And it's almost like you feel like, where is God in all of this? Or where are my angels? Where are my spirit guides? You know, it's that sort of feeling that when you start asking the existential question, which then trigger the this feeling of aloneness. So the point of asking this is to find out, the more specific you are about the root cause, the faster and more accurate you will be when you shift it. Okay, so same thing like we did with the last sessions. Where do you feel those feelings? Do you feel it in your heart, in your head, in your chest, in your stomach? Everybody feels it very differently. But usually there's a common denominator. So I'm going to wait to do the session with whoever's volunteering today to talk about that. You will find that usually for loneliness and aloneness, it's usually in one part of the body specifically. So again, how do we do that? We're using our own guidance. We're going to identify the root cause by speaking to your heart, pretending, imagining that the heart is a separate entity. And as you are having this conversation, you ask, what is the root cause? You kind of wait for the heart to respond to you. Don't forget, we've added the existential question, the mental questioning to this list. So however the heart responds, we will know that is the root cause. But you can also, if you feel it in your chest or whatever, in your throat or in your head, then you go directly to the organ and ask the same question. But in this case, the organ is going to give you other types of information. You're going to get images. You're going to get memories. Oh, I put memoirs. it typed. The auto spelling sometimes is so frustrating. Anyway, sometimes it's a belief system that just pops up, or people pop up when you ask those questions. So it's very, very interesting. So these are two ways you can identify, and then we're going to clear them by using light and intention. But I'm going to guide you through the clearing as we go through it with a specific example. All right, so this is the way we clear it with light. Again, for those who are new, I have a methodology. The Omnium method is very, very sophisticated. It has a lot of different tools, different ways of clearing all kinds of stuff. But here, obviously, we're just doing a 10-minute quick thing. So I'm just sharing with you a very simple, quick little thing that you can use. Also with children, this works very, very well and very fast. I've done that with children, and it's amazing how quickly they respond to this very simple tool. But for those who are really interested in studying, like I said, it's a long range, a big range of tools. We use sound, geometry, all kinds of very cool techniques, 0 point, gravitational pull, all kinds of karmic clearing, all kinds of stuff. So you can go to CarolineCorey.com to look more into those methodologies and then know more about that. But again, today we're just focusing on these little tools. Going back, let me now see if we can, instead of me just, I'm trying to stop the sharing. Let's see, why is it not stopping the sharing? Okay, is it Mercury retrograde or something? All the computers and the phone are acting weird. I can't click on this thing. It's not funny. It's not funny, but oh, okay, here, okay, you see all my emails, fantastic. All right, here we go. Okay, awesome. So here we go. So instead of just going through it again, I'm going to invite someone and then go through the process with her or him, her, and so you guys can also relate and do it at the same time. All right, so any quick questions before we begin?
No questions so far, but we do have a few people in the chat that are totally relating to what you're talking about. So.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, you can have all kind. I'm going to invite the volunteer. Let me see. Hey, Nikki, how are you?
Hello, I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good. Before we begin, also, I just wanted to, we hear a lot about celebrities who have drinking problems, who have drug addictions, and depression, suicide, depression. I'm going to talk specifically about that next time. But then you look, oops, but then you look around and you say, wait, now these people have everything. I mean, they have money, they have fame, they have freedom, they could do whatever they want. How could they possibly be depressed or feel alone when they, write on social media that they feel very depressed? And so it is because it's not about loneliness, because obviously they're surrounded by tons of people and fans and things, so there's a lot of attention, but they could have all of this and feel very alone, because the aloneness has to do with the existential question that is very, very difficult to resolve, which at the bottom line they're saying to themselves, there's a lot of noise. Is that from you, Nikki, or I don't know? Hold on, I'm gonna mute you. I don't know, there's a lot of feedback. But anyway, so even though you are surrounded with people and family, you still have that sense of being alone, of lack of purpose on a higher level. All right, so having said all of this, Nikki, welcome.
Thank you.
So I'm not sure if you're familiar with my work.
Very.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. So tell us a little bit about what you think you're struggling with, and then we'll go from there.
A big part of the struggle for me has been the existential loneliness. You can only read so many books and fill up without getting even more questions forming in you. And so that's been a struggle for me personally during this time, and even before. One of the things as a yoga teacher that I love to remind people in my classes is that timing tends to be everything. And it's almost perfect timing, so much so right now that it's kind of in our face to be alone, and to be not lonely, but alone is a big part of the practice of yoga. And it has a lot to do with what we call pratyahara. When we deliberately and intentionally remove the busy distractions that saturate our everyday life, and we turn inward. And in that time, in that space of turning inward, this is when we evolve our consciousness, our physical bodies, and just the simple way in which we nurture our spirits.
Right. So everything that you said is very positive. In other words, you are consciously wanting to shut out the outside world to tune into your inner self, your authentic self. So this is the positive part of wanting to be alone,
Right.
So, but it's not the same thing as aloneness.
Correct. Yeah.
Trying to resolve. So
one
now,
of the greatest ways to relieve anxiety and these waves that you mentioned, fear and anger coming in as two different big waves in the last couple days ago when you spoke, a great way to combat anxiety is to be proactive and to stay active. The word karma means action. So active in what you can do in these times of feeling helpless, hopeless. And remembering that is something you can control as yourself. And so that turning inward, it's kind of, you have to almost set such an intention that you're concentrating, you're forming concentration and focus of your mind to form positive thoughts. And that's really a challenge right now. When we're even doing anything as simple as watching TV, it's hard to form positive thoughts. So it is going to take a lot of intention, but with that intention, we really rise above, we evolve, and no one's going to come into your brain and make that happen for you. You got to actually do it for yourself. And what better timing than when you have no choice to?
Yeah, okay. So right now, the purpose of this session is to help those that don't know how to shift. So are you struggling yourself with that shift, with that, you shut out the outside world, you're trying to focus on your inner self? but you're still kind of not quite there. You still have that feeling of being alone. Is that what you're struggling, or is there something like that that we can work through today?
Yeah, I do think that sort of existential loneliness comes with a lot of questions that honestly I feel so lucky because they're in my head, and then I'm just simply listening to you speak sometimes and you answer those questions. So it's kind of a real gift for me. But today, working through some of those feelings, it's important to remember that for me, when I cook food and when I eat food, I don't put myself in the space of all the crazy things going on. And I set designated times to shift my mentality. And how to do that is not easy. People spend a lifetime practicing.
Yeah. Okay. So when you have those feelings, those existential questions, you listen to me, it helps you out. But do you still feel it in your body? Do you still feel it, inside of you?
Yes, absolutely. I feel my process acquiring spot where I gather information is in my heart.
Okay, where in your body? Very good.
Oh yeah. For empathic things, it's usually my throat. I do feel that in that space, and I do know that a lot of empaths feel it first in the throat. That's common.
Yes.
So a lot of throat clearing of the throat chakra and the heart chakra, lots of heart opening things help.
Yes.
And also the vibration that you can send through this part of the body. Now, I adhere closely and use often what's known as Brahmari breathing.
Right.
Breathe breath.
So as I want you to focus on your heart right now, and just like take a moment, everybody, you can do the same thing. And yes, the common denominator is usually the chest and the throat with the aloneness. So focus on your heart for a moment. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale through the mouth, as you focus on your heart, I want you to get me more information on the feeling, more specificity. We talked about aloneness, but do you get people? Do you get images? Do you get memories? Do you get, as you are focusing on the organ itself, what else is coming up?
The pulse, heartbeat, rhythm.
Okay. What's wrong with the heartbeat?
The heartbeat feels heavy, throbby.
Okay, and that's uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
What else is coming up? You guys, you can also do the same thing. Is it related to, again, someone else or other people or a memory or a belief? What is coming up other than the throbbing?
And I feel that I can actually see the image of a red heart with a crack down the middle, like a cartoon drawing, like a broken heart drawing of a cartoon.
Very good. Zoom in on this heart, a broken heart. Zoom in. Now isolate that. And again, ask for more information. Broken heart, give me more information. What is the broken heart about?
It's a shattered, it's about a soul fragment.
Okay, but about what? Your soul? Or is it related?
And the collective of my community was raided and looted 2 days ago, and right by my house, and I feel that's a connection.
Collective. What else is coming up? Who else is in there? Because I see some people there, specific people. And that's kind of how you guys can continue to zoom in, continue to ask questions. The more detail, the more specific and accurate you're going to be. What else are you feeling or seeing or sensing in there?
I did see the image of a police officer that I saw get hit. It flashed through quickly, but I also saw an image of a family member and of a deceased family member, one living and one not.
Okay, I was going to say, make sure you don't go to your head as a memory. Stay focused on the organ, which is the heart right now. And as you are staying focused, it will be more authentic as opposed to analyzing. So you are accurate. Tell me about the two family members.
Okay, my deceased grandmother and my father.
Okay, I see your parents there as well. So that is connected to the shattered, broken heart and the sense of loneliness. Tell me about those.
Probably wanting.
I want to focus on your father first.
Yeah, probably wanting to be held, the feeling of wanting to be held.
Okay, very good. So as you focus on the connection between you and your father, you feel the lack of wanting to be held. Very good. Now, I want you to focus on your grandmother, although that's not but that's okay. Go ahead and focus on your grandmother, who's on the other side.
Yes.
And same thing, it's connected to a broken heart. Why?
Because I don't want to die diseased as she did.
Okay. That also, and the connection of spirit, is there anybody out there helping me through my journey to make sure I don't end up like this? Now, I want you to focus, you didn't mention her, but I see her there. I want you to focus on your mother. Also connected to a heart broken heart. And tell me what comes up with your mother.
My mother was and is very nurturing, and I haven't felt that in a long time. Not that she hasn't offered it, but we don't live close to each other. So maybe it's a feeling of wanting, because I can feel my mom's warm hand on my face. Maybe it's a feeling of needing that right now.
Exactly.
Not having it in a long time.
And you see the parallel with your dad. Your dad is the lack of touch. Your mother offers you that touch, that nurturing, but she's not there. Do you see how it's complementing? So it's really the broken heart of not having the direct connection with the people who can nurture you the most. Okay? It starts there, then it goes deeper into the existential. You see why we need to do this? Because if you jump to the existential questions right away, then you haven't cleared the layers, if you will, before that. So they will kind of be in the way. Does that make sense?
It's like psychic debris before you meditate.
Exactly. So go ahead and focus on your father, your mother, the broken heart on your chest, around your heart. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Everybody can do the same thing. And exhale through the mouth. And one more time, breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, you can set your very clear intent. I ask and intend to heal my broken heart as it relates to the connection and nurturing coming from my parents. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, visualize a very bright white light above you. This bright light is pure source energy. It heals, it clears, it erases all misaligned energies. Bring it through the top of your head. Let it fill every cell in your skull, your brain, your entire head. Slowly, slowly imagining that it's clearing everything that needs to be healed on contact, just like a pure oxygen you're absorbing, and it's clearing everything else that is misaligned. Bring it down through your throat. Through your shoulders, your arms, and now through your chest. And let it expand around your chest. And hold it there for a moment. Again, imagining that all these images, all these memories, all these misaligned frequencies are just dissolving into the light. The light is just transmuting all of this information spontaneously. As you allow that to continue in the chest area, bring this light through your belly, lower back, your thighs, your knees, your feet, and let it come out through the bottom of your feet, connecting you down into the earth. And now bring your focus back to your heart and notice how it's all clear. There's nothing left there. And what is replaced, it was replaced with a sense of an energy of unconditional love. Just feel that in your heart. It doesn't have to come from your parents or someone in particular. It's just the feeling and energy in your heart, in your chest, in your throat. Very calming, nurturing. Think, feel, sense, intend. Unconditional love. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Slowly come back. Keep focusing on the heart. And now, Nikki, as you're tuning in, tell me exactly how you're feeling in the heart.
Well, absolutely. My heart rate, the pulse and the throb around my heart are gone. And it's a feeling of more of a glow.
Fantastic. Does it feel good?
Yeah, always.
Does it feel, okay, now, if I asked you now, always focusing on the feeling, about the existential questions, okay? Why am I here? What is the point of all of this? When I ask you this question, how does your heart respond?
More confident.
Confident.
And
and do you feel like, does it even matter right now?
No.
Exactly.
So quite feathery and light.
Exactly. So you guys, do you have questions? But this is just one example of how we may have those existential, which by the way, we all do. I do, trust me. That's why I know exactly what I'm talking about, you know. And in fact, the more conscious you are, the more you have those existential questions, because it's almost like, okay, I get it, I'm expanding, but what is the end result? Or what is the final purpose? What is my role in the bigger picture? So you kind of keep asking these existential questions, if you don't have a way to reconnect with what we did, this light was source energy. So you refilled yourself with source energy, which is the answer to everything, to all you are here because you are source energy. You hold source energy. So it's almost like a reminder. It answers all your questions, why you're here, what you're doing. You're here to hold source energy. Does that make sense? And so that's the reason why we have those questions, and it's okay. But we also need to see what else is in the way. In Nikki's case, there are parents. In other people's case, it's going to be another type of heartbreak, or some. It doesn't have to be a heartbreak. It could be another type of experience. So, but you want to go through this process to make sure you take out this top layer in order for you to get that connection again. Okay? Awesome. Okay, my dear. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Caroline. Thank you.
And don't forget, in a couple of days, please come to this YouTube link and put in the comments below how you're feeling, because we want to know how this helped you shift and if you're able to come back to it and stay in it. So make sure, everyone, please go to the comments when we post this video and let us know what came up for you, and I'll try to answer these questions. Nikki, you are awesome. Thank you so much. And everyone, the good news about this is you come back to the channel, you can do these exercises again and again. And of course, we're going to keep progressing. In the next session, we're going to introduce more information about this very, very, very important topic, loneliness versus aloneness. Okay, so make sure you subscribe, make sure you leave your comments below under the video, and thank you so much for joining, and I will see you next time. Thanks, everybody, and you hang in there.